For those of you who don't know, when I get to work on any serious project, I get pretty intense about it. I have been known to upend my whole life with a very straight-to-the-source approach to the art of creation. For example, when it comes to Fakémon Thunderegg, I completely changed my career path. Over this past year, I worked at a store that sold Pokémon merch, and I learned a lot from that. I listened to customers young, old, and in between tell me what Pokémon means to them, and what they'd like to see next. I let their answers shape the way I design the world of my game. After I worked there, I got a new job as a teacher in the tribal school system to help me better understand how to effectively educate. I come home from these places with notes and drawings that I add to my ever-growing collection of ways to build and improve Fakémon Thunderegg. I currently cannot afford to hire a team, so I'm doing almost all of the work on the game by myself. With the exception of the times that my friends and colleagues offer their help and expertise, I am doing the writing, programming, artwork, and so on as a solo creator. It has really helped me appreciate just how much time and effort goes into creating a Pokémon game. Usually, there's a whole team of people making these games, and it takes them years to do it. Working alone, I don't know when I'll get this done. I just know that I see great educational potential in this, and I'm working hard to make sure it gets finished. Besides the usual challenges of game development, I'm also facing unique challenges as someone who is helping to revive a language that is technically extinct. Sometimes it feels like a race against the clock to preserve our native tongue and put it into practice. My goal is to make interactive games such as this one that will facilitate learning and memorizing words to create a functional day-to-day lexicon. Hopefully, by finishing Thunderegg and putting it out into the world as a free download, my tribe, and those who are interested in our culture and language, can build a strong working vocabulary. Maybe someday, we'll be fluent again. In addition to teaching language, I also intend to have a plant dex with information about significant native plants and their uses. The hope is that, if players are more familiar with these plants, they'll enjoy spotting them in real life, kind of like a scavenger hunt. By showcasing ways that people can play and have fun outside, maybe we can get them to spend a little less time on screens and a little more time with nature. My hope is that the characters in this game will set a good example so that tribal kids in particular are better equipped to become good stewards of the land when they grow up. Another challenge I'm facing is the fact that Nintendo and its associates do not want fans to profit off of their fan creations, so I know that all of the work I'm doing is never going to pay me in dollars. Luckily, I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this to give back to my community. It just makes it a lot harder to move things along. What does help me move things along is getting positive and constructive feedback. Working in tribal classrooms hither and yonder means that I get to know my primary target audience, which is tribal kids. Making sure our children grow up with their native language and culture is vitally important to us. For me as a creator, it helps a lot to be in the thick of things so that I'm not just some guy in an office isolated from the very thing we're trying to improve. Once again, I like to get right to the source when I make something and listen to people. That being said, my research has grown from web searches to trips to my local libraries to being right where the action is happening. Whatever good stuff I learn, I want to teach. Very few things are as rewarding to me as this. So let's talk about the game itself. The name of the region is going to be changed because I learned early on that Whulshootseed and Whulshootseed are two very different things. Indefinitely, I will be focused only on Whulshootseed. We have a little over 150 Fakémon on our roster. I focused mainly on plants, bugs, and animals that are native to the Pacific Northwest, and gave as many as I could a suitable Whulshootseed name. We also have prominent legends and stories represented. For example, this is Bewishpush. I have been doing sound design for the game, which includes Fakémon cries. Audio is very important to me. So important that I got an actual voice actor to read out all of our dex entries. Not only is this super fun, but it helps a lot with learning pronunciation. I'm also trying out a Coast Salish motif in some of my Fakémon. For example, here's a very rough draft of our regional variant Xatu. In order to properly design its markings, I've been checking in with some of our tribal artists and woodcarvers to ensure I'm doing a good job. Side note, look at their cute res dog. His name is Chips, and he's very chill. What a good boy. I am attempting to program Thunderegg in something I haven't used before called Game Maker. Recently, Game Maker has been used to create Beastie Ball, another creature-capturing RPG that is coming out soon. Because of this, I figured Game Maker would be a good fit. Learning how to use it has been a slow ride so far, but I am determined to keep going. In conclusion, I have been eating, sleeping, and breathing Fakémon Thunderegg for over a year now. While I wish I was further along, I gotta admit, this is a lot of major progress for a mostly one-man band with a low budget. I'm proud of how far I've come, and I'm looking forward to showing you what's next. Until then, thank you for watching, check out my Patreon, and don't forget to brush your teeth.